Hello everyone. Today I want to go over another very important aspect of make in automations which are filters. So today I will just explain a little bit about filters and how you can utilize them in your workflow. Let's start a new scenario as always. Let's first name this scenario filters. All right. So in this filters, what I want to demonstrate is how you can move from one node to another. Let's start with a basic variable, right? Let's call this variable var1. Let's name this variable. Let's make this variable an email. Okay, so I'm gonna add another one. Also another variable, var2, and I'm gonna take the value of var1. So what this scenario does is it just takes the variable from here and gives it another name and sets it in here as a var2. Now filters are what's connecting. See this range icon? This is what a filter is. It basically is a way to limit going from this node to this node. If I click on this and you have this window, set up a filter. Now you can name the filter as you want and you can just leave it empty. It's not required. For the condition here, you have a condition and you have you can choose between text operators, booleans, numeric operators, anything you want, and even you can put a regex, which is a regular expression. Now the condition for this is I'm going to take the value of var. So I'm going to say if var1 contains at proceed. Hit OK, and you can see this filter icon that is present in here. So what this does is when moving from here to here, it will check if var1 contains at. If it does, it moves forward. If it doesn't, it will stop the operation. So let me run this. So it ran, and what we have here is, so I have what I did a mistake is I have array operators, and we don't have an array, so we should have text operators. Now if I run it, so it through the filters, we click on it, it says contains at and correct. So here we have var2 now has the value of var1, and it only passed because this filter was there. Now what I can do is, let's say if it has a $sign, I'll run this and see it didn't go because it does not contain a $sign. So this filter is very useful. Now you can have many of them. So this is one. If you want to have several rules, you can have this, and then you add an and add another operator. And let's, for example, this one we'll put at. And let's not forget to put contains. Now I click play, and now if I run this, let's see, so it needs to contain both, and it contained, let's see, contains one and it contained one, and the other one, it needs to be both because we chose and. Now if we chose or, if we choose or and we say contains at, it will pass because one of them is true. See, one of them is true. First one is wrong, is it didn't find anything, but second one found, so it passed. Now the beautiful thing about this is we can use regex as well with this. So let me demonstrate one thing. So regex is regular expression. I'm no good at that. I'm not a programmer, but I'll use ChatGPT to help me here. So I say, can you write me a regex expression that checks if a string of text is an email. Wait. So it gave me this. I'll copy it as is, and then I'll go here and I will say, so I'll need to find pattern. So matches pattern. And I'll put the pattern here and I say, okay, let me run this. So it went and it was true. So because it is an email. So let's do this. At name at name, run. It didn't because it's not an email. So this is a quick check if a certain variable is an email. Now you have a lot of this. So you can have exists. So if the variable exists, continue. If the variable doesn't exist, don't continue. You have text operators, equal, contains, starts with, end with. So this is also very good. For example, websites whatsoever. Matches pattern. Now regex is very huge. You can write a regex for basically everything that you want to check on. A numeric, so if you have a number, if it's equal or greater than, less than. Date, so if it's earlier than, if it's after than. Time, boolean, if it's true or false. Arrays, we went through these, some of these in the array. We checked for length, so that's good if the length of an array is bigger or less than. So all these operators combined, they can create a very powerful way to limit going from one node to another inside of make. You can utilize them to filter down what information you need and how you need them. For example, we can have, let's try this. Let's go to ChatGPT. Write me another one that checks if it's a URL. So this is the code, and I'll take it as is. I'll put it here. And I run it. It doesn't work because it's not a URL. Let me take this and put it here and then run. It ran because it's a URL. So this is a quick check. So what this does, if it matches, continue. So if it's a URL, continue. Now I could have it as the opposite. I could have it, if it doesn't match, continue. I'll just need to check for pattern match. So it does not match patterns. If it does not match pattern, continues, right? So now it doesn't continue. If I do that, it doesn't continue. So I think if I remove this, it will continue. Okay. So you can use ChatGPT to write the regex for you, and it's very easy. You talk to it in plain English, and it will understand. It can also pick up on certain things, but we'll go much. There is a special regex match pattern. It's called text parser. This is great for you to pick up on a certain elements in a text, or select some parts of a text. This is great for these purposes, but you can also use it in the filters. Okay, today we learned about filters. Now with filters, of course, you can use them with routers, which is a very good way to do so. For example here, so you can have two routes here. So the first one, if it's something, proceed to the first one, and if it's something, proceed to the next one. You can add as many nodes as possible here. So this way you can actually filter down whatever you have. As we said, for example, let's take the ChatGPT here. So if it's a URL, you can set this up here. Sorry, if var1 is a, so let me search for match patterns. If it's a website, take this route. If it's an email, take this route. Let me delete this one. Okay, so here we can put just a normal set variable. Let's say email. And here we'll do another one. Let's say here URL. Okay, so here let's start by just write a name and play. So it went through here. So what I said, if it matches this pattern, proceed. Okay, I think I missed on something. Let me check. So text operator, did I take the right if it matches this pattern, continue. So let me, for example, put a website in here just to check what happens. Yes. So if I put an email, it goes through here, and if I only put name, it goes through here. Let me see, what if I put a number? It also goes through here. So apparently we need to fix this regex, fix it to only checks for URLs. Let's try this. So as you see, this is a trial and error thing. So only check for, there you go, nothing passed. Let's say name, for example, nothing passed. It'll only pass if it is a website. There you go. So sometimes the regex that you take just needs to you need to re-ask ChatGPT about to give you another one. It's not always correct from the first time. So today we went through filters and how and to utilize them in order to make your scenarios or workflows much better and with more logic and conditionals. I hope you guys are benefiting from these videos. I will leave some links in the description below that are useful to you guys. Make sure to check them out. And if you like these videos, just give them a like and subscribe to see more of the videos that are coming next. Thank you.